All right, the crypto market just made a move that is going to liquidate traders who get it wrong. But if you actually understand what's happening right now, this could be the single most profitable setup of the year. And I'm serious, if you misread this bounce, you could be the one left holding the bag during what might just be the final liquidity event for smart money to exit this cycle. The stakes? Well, they are incredibly high. Because here's the twist. While most of the market was in a full-blown panic, capitulating just last week, a crucial chart, one that tracks the entire altcoin market, quietly broke its downtrend. And in this breakdown, we're going to show you exactly what that signal means and how you can trade it. So let's dive in. This is not just a random pump. The entire structure of the market has fundamentally flipped. And it's all because of one single signal that just flashed bright green for altcoins. I mean, just look at the speed of this change. Think about it. Just last week, sentiment was in the absolute gutter. Everyone was expecting lower prices, retail was selling in a panic. That is classic capitulation. But when sentiment gets that deep in the red, you often see these incredibly aggressive bounces. And that's exactly what's happening. This isn't random noise. It is a textbook sign that smart money is accumulating. And here's the hard data behind that feeling. We're looking at the total 3 chart. Now, what is that? Simple. It's the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can think of it as a pure altcoin index. And that trendline break you're seeing, that is the single most important green flag for the altcoin market right now, period. Okay, so let's shift gears to Bitcoin because, as we all know, where the king goes, the market tends to follow. We're looking at a pretty clear path to $100,000, but there are 2 main scenarios you need to be watching for. All right, here is the game plan for trading this chart. My preferred scenario, let's call it scenario A, is we get a healthy pullback. A dip down to retest support right around the $91,000 mark. That would be an absolutely ideal entry. Now, scenario B is just a straight pump toward that 100K target. If that happens, and listen closely, you do not chase it. The key is to wait for the deeper pullback that will almost certainly follow, probably down to about $90,000 before you even think about entering. In either case, the main target is sitting just above the recent highs at $102,000. With Bitcoin's path laid out, let's zoom in on a really high-conviction altcoin play. Honestly, this is my primary focus right now. And the setup on Zcash, that's ZEC, looks absolutely fantastic. Here are the exact numbers for the trade. We're looking for entries on a pullback into that $330 to $335 zone. I've even got some bids layered a bit lower just in case we get one of those deep, scary wicks. From there, our first target is $440, with a second major target way up at $475. And here is the most important part of this whole thing. The risk is clearly defined. The stop loss is set just below support at around $315, which makes this a trade with about 4% risk. So what does that mean? It means the setup is perfect for spot buying, or if you're going to use leverage, you keep it very, very low, between 1 and 3x. We are not gambling here. We are executing a well-defined plan. Now, Zcash isn't the only coin with a great setup, not by a long shot. So let's do a quick rapid-fire scan across the market at a few other key altcoins that are on my watch list right now. Okay, first up is SUI. It's already had a really strong move, so we are patiently waiting for a retest of the 160 to 170 area for a spot entry. Next up, COTI. I'm slowly accumulating a spot position here, looking for what could be a 100% move up to the 5-cent level. Then there's RNDR. Now this one is one to watch, but not to touch just yet. We need to see that key trendline break before we even think about an entry. And finally, Cardano ADA. It's in a good buy zone for sure, but I'd wait for a confirmed breakout on a lower time frame. That way you can get a really tight entry and an even tighter stop loss. So we have the setups, but how do you actually manage these trades in a market this volatile? Let's go over the pro trader's playbook. 3 core rules you absolutely must follow right now. And look, these 3 rules are non-negotiable. 1, never chase a pump. If you miss the initial move on something like SUI, you must wait for the retest. That's it. 2, rotate from your winners. I recently took some nice profits on a Solana trade and immediately moved that capital into the Zcash setup, which from here has much more potential upside. And 3, you have to match your position size to your risk. Use spot for trades with wider stops, like Zcash. Only use leverage when you can get a super tight 1% risk entry on a confirmed breakout. And this isn't just theory. By sticking to these rules, trading the volatility, rotating winners, and managing risk, my own trading account has recovered from a low of around $38,000 back up to $88,000 in just the last 6 weeks. This strategy works. If you want to stay ahead of these market moves with more actionable setups like these, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Crypto Global News. And do yourself a favor and hit that bell icon so you never miss a critical update. So, the signal is crystal clear. The final leg for altcoins really appears to be here. The setups are lining up beautifully. The only real question is, are you actually prepared to execute the plan for what comes next?
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.